How does the Electoral College work? With how intense and delayed this year's presidential election has been, I wanted to just take a minute to explain the Electoral College process, what it is, and some of the really odd situations that it causes. First off, the Electoral College isn't a college in the modern sense of the word. Instead, it refers to a group of colleagues. In this case, the group of colleagues are actually people in individual states that political parties designate to vote on their behalf. The electors, as they call them, are supposed to cast their vote in favor of their political party in the case that their candidate wins a state, wins the popular vote of that state. I say supposed to vote that way because sometimes these electors go a bit rogue. These renegade electors are referred to as faithless electors. They broke their promises to vote for their party's nominee, and this actually happens. In 2016, 7 electors broke their promise. However, this didn't really change the election results. 33 states and Washington, D.C. have laws that require electors to vote on their pledged candidate, making electors mostly a formality in most states. For a candidate to win, they must have at least 270 Electoral College votes. Most states have a winner-takes-all system where whichever candidate has the popular vote in a state, that candidate picks up all of that state's important Electoral College votes. The 2 exceptions to this are Nebraska and Maine. In these states, the winner of the state's cumulative, the total popular vote, gets 2 Electoral College votes, and then it's broken down further where an additional vote is awarded to the winner of the popular vote in each congressional district of those states. The original intention of this system was to attempt to stop the formation of large and powerful bad actors or large and powerful political parties who gain enough steam to have the majority. Basically, if there was some charismatic leader with bad intentions and many loyal followers who popped up, it makes it harder for that person to become president. The system, of course, isn't perfect, as we have all seen. Here are some of the common issues with it. First, each state gets at least 3 Electoral College votes, and this causes problems where the votes of citizens in rural places like Wyoming are weighed more heavily than the heavily populated areas are. In fact, a vote in Wyoming carries 3.6 times more influence than a vote in California does. Also, the Electoral College has the downside where people in a state that always leans to one party or the other may feel like their individual vote doesn't matter because their state will always lean that one way. And then we have the fact that a candidate can actually win the popular vote and lose the election, which has happened many times in history. There can also be a tie with this system, which results in some even more complicated rules. If there's a tie, then the vote for the president goes to the House of Representatives and the vote for vice president goes to the Senate, which can result in this politically mismatched pair. Until the 12th Amendment, the candidate with the second most electoral votes actually became the vice president, which could honestly be the best thing for the country right now if that still was the rule. Any dispute from there then goes to the Supreme Court. So as you can see, the system just gets more and more complex the further we go down it, and some feel we should just abolish this system altogether and go to the popular vote. In fact, 89% of Democrats feel we should go to the popular vote instead. However, the system currently benefits Republicans more, so only 23% of Republicans feel we should make that shift. This may change in the future, but for right now, this is the system that we have to work with. If this brought you any clarity on our chaotic electoral process, please consider liking and subscribing. It makes a huge difference. I'd also like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.